Together we can show the world what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Push me on through until the battle's won. No one's gonna give nothing to us. Into each other we put our trust. Standing united after the fight is done.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer here. Time for another exciting review of Persona 5, the animation episode 6 review. You never seen it coming. Anywho, let's just get right on to the episode itself when it comes to leading up to what happened last time. So, what exactly happened leading up to last time? Well, we actually finally get introduced to the Stalker, or somehow new lead on to the Phantom Thieves and what is to come when it comes to the brand new palace we get introduced to, and the actual new person of a criminal with their heart being taken. And of course, I am talking about Mr. YUSUKE. Or Yusuke. Is it Yusuke or Yusuke? Like, I thought I would be calling him like Yusuke. Yusuke Urameshi with the spirit gun. Bang. You know, I'm thinking of that Yusuke Urameshi, but I wish. Oh, yo, I wish. If he could become like a wisecracking teenager and, you know, hunt demons and shit like that, I think we'd be all good. But this isn't really the time or place for that right now. So basically, Yusuke pretty much introduces himself, and basically he is an artist that pretty much works which is working under a very famous artist named MADARAME, and basically he hooked up, on with, pretty much some tickets. But unfortunately, Yuji isn't really a big artist fan, and Ren, I guess he's kind of like whatever at that point. So basically she's like, well, I'm just gonna go just for the sake of doing it, and it's someone famous and mature. And then Morgana's like, well, we could go to actually, like help out. Maybe we can search for some stuff, maybe some secrets that we don't know about and stuff like that could lead to our next target. So that's what they were saying too. It's like, yeah, just count me out of it or whatever. So it's like, okay, fine, then I could just go myself. But either way, they probably end up going regardless though. So what happens is they're finally at the art show. Yusuke shows a picture of something that was really dear, that's someone that's actually close to him, that's really the precious work of MADARAME, and that is the Sayuri. However, there are rumors going around that pretty much of stuff going on when it comes to other pupils and harassment and whatever. You know how media loves to spread the fake news, although I don't think that's really the case when it comes to certain things though, which we do find out later at the end of the episode. So basically, Yusuke invites on over to his actual address, and especially he posted, there was a certain anonymous that actually did post something online about like abusement and whatnot and whatever. So, while that actually post got online, it turns out that, well, this could possibly lead up to Yusuke and something's going down, but he just doesn't want to admit it. So what is happening is saying that, well, we are all of his works of art or whatever, but you gotta realize that he's taking it because he knows that I have really good talent. He knows that I push myself to the limit. That's what, makes an artist or whatever. So he didn't really believe the claims. He really, he didn't want to see them again and stuff like that. So he was really, really disgusted, really pissed off that he would come up with accusations like this. But of course, MADARAME still let him in with open arms, saying that, just watch out for Yusuke, okay? He doesn't really know better. Sometimes you gotta be a little careful, because sometimes he always doesn't mean what he says or whatever. So just, keep an eye out for him. He's been having some really troubling times, and, this is why, we live in a shack like this, is because, we're in a slump of some new creation. Now, there was a scene that I don't know if they remember putting in the game or not, where pretty much we see Yusuke, he's in a bar with MADARAME. So there's something going on there. I like the way that this episode actually addressed that when it comes to that, because I don't think in the game we actually did see that though, where he's actually in the bar with MADARAME while he's actually getting some praise, like, oh yes, we're gonna have a drink, and like with an interviewer or somebody like that or whatever, and he's like drinking with like MADARAME. So that was something I don't think they put in the actual original game for what I remember. So props to the anime for actually putting that though. So that was actually pretty cool right there. So while we actually got that going on, so that was pretty cool. There was another cool thing too that I actually did like about this episode too, but I'm gonna talk about that like in a little bit, like in a little while though. So meanwhile, you know, after Morgana and them investigate the place, like, well, maybe there really isn't anything that bad after all. Then it's like, wait a minute, like, because then Rand actually noticed that the app was acting up, and all of a sudden a palace was going to be activated, because he said that, wait, there's a similarity when it comes to something like this. Like, what kind of shape or form of a palace could it really be when it comes to something like this as an artist's paradise? And Rand obviously says museum, and then all of a sudden, bam, a museum actually pops out, and then that is the brand new palace we're getting right here. And we also do actually get into the palace. There's a lot of cool things going around. We got some guards, and of course the Phantom Thieves trying their very best to investigate while trying to avoid most of the actual, like, you know, pretty much the shadows, and pretty much, and they're pretty much trying to avoid the shadows at all costs. I wish it was like that, you know, easy enough compared to the fucking game, where it was actually much more harder to actually sneak around, investigate and shit like that. So basically, yeah, even though I kind of wish we could have saw stuff like that though, which would have built up the atmosphere a bit, but you know, it was still cool to actually see the MADARAME Palace. And I gotta say though, it was actually so yeah, so that's, you know, what was going on there. So we found out some high class information right afterwards. Oh, and also it turns out that Yusuke is some kind of a pervert. Yeah, he actually wants to see Lady Ann pretty much naked, completely naked, as a nude artist. I'm like, whoa, dude, that's yikes. And basically, because not only that, well, I mean, they are the same age, but at the same time, it's not really legal. It's really not for you to do that. I don't know if you're technically the same age as her regardless. I mean, still, damn, like, he really just wanted to go in and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be modeling this, I guess, for like the wrong reasons. Like, maybe, like I said, you know, there's something going on why he's thinking about like shit like that of actually modeling, you know, after on, like, just like completely butt ass naked. So I mean, we already had like that one scene where, you know, like, it's in Kamishida, excuse me, Kamishida's like actual, like, what his actual desires is and stuff like that. Like, we don't need to see again when it comes to this particular scene. Like, we don't need that kind of reincarnation again. Why is it Lady Ann? Like, I feel like it's always like targeting Lady Ann. I really feel so bad for her. Female characters, man. Struggle is real. They have it rough. So basically, right after that, though, it turns out at the very end of the episode, we actually got information that was snooping around their actual site, which is the same person that they met in Mementos, Nakanohara, aka the other stalker, the one that was actually in the right, and unlike Yusuke. And also we do find out that he actually takes credit, Madarame takes credit for other artists' work. That's right, he just replicates the same pictures and doesn't give those artists credit, and makes him the more person that actually gets the credit. So yeah, kind of a dick move from Madarame, and that's pretty much where we end this episode off. So I gotta say, when it comes to the character of Yusuke, we are digging more deeper, especially at the very end of the credit scene, that we actually get to do something with that in the Sayuri. So there's something up right there, and I think Yusuke is kind of onto something right there. So props to that, because in the video game, we didn't really get that pretty much in the actual game. But I think Yusuke, in his mind, you know, when he's in the dark room, I believe he is finally starting to get onto something. So we gotta give the anime again another part of credit. That's something that the game didn't really do, and we didn't actually get to see this. So wow, I mean, okay, just like last week, we got another good paced episode. Like, I really enjoyed it because it didn't feel rushed. The pacing was just fine. Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing too before I end it off too. I forgot, like, was this? No, this wasn't in the original game either. We had this like little segment with Ryuji, and we had Morgana, and they were playing like something. They were playing like shogi on like their smartphone, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And I guess it was like to test this like resolve or something like that. And I was like, whoa, okay, that's something new. So again, they're adding a lot of new things that we did not really get to see in the original game. So they're adding a lot of things. So props to them for that though. But you know, since it's more of a build-up setup episode, it just gets a solid 4 out of 5 for me though. Still a very nice paced episode, so about a 4 out of 5 really. To be honest with you, I'm gonna have to give this one a 4 out of 5 actually. Yeah, so definitely this one does get a 4 out of 5 from me though. I mean, wow, this was actually just a pretty good paced episode of Persona 5. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this episode of Persona 5, the animation, and I'll try my best to hopefully get the review a little bit more earlier than expected. Hopefully, it kind of depends when I'm doing that Saturday too. It just kind of depends though, so we'll see how it goes, or it depends when the episode actually gets aired and up or whatever. So that's it. Let me know your thoughts once again. I'll see you guys next week for episode 7. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Click on that bell to join the squad. Follow my social media plugins, gamer tags as well, and of course my Plus Ultra Discord. So peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky is the limit. MONEYMIKE fans, keep supporting what you read, what you watch. See you guys next week.